Okay, welcome back, everybody. Again, my name is Parker Rogers. We are going to hear from Sasha Osypova. She is from Ukraine, and she is the CMO of Beard Analytics. And Sasha is a bit of a marketing expert, specifically with BigQuery. So she's going to teach us really, if you're a BigQuery user, how you can make your marketing and your attribution and your marketing efforts in general so much better. So with no further ado, Sasha, the floor is yours.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Sasha. Like you know, I'm from Ukraine. Today we talk about our BigQuery use cases for marketing. A few words about me. I work 8 years in digital marketing. I started from PPC, and after I made my first reports manually, I did end-to-end analytics with measurement protocol, Google Sheet, and Universal Analytics. It was more comfortable than manual, but poorly worked in significant project with massive data. In 2018, I first time tried to use Google BigQuery, and it wasn't easy. And now I'm the CMO of the company that help other companies create high-level analytics based on Google Cloud. No, enjoy it. Since the beginning of the war in Ukraine, a lot of changing in our industry. And in our work, we decided to concentrate on Western countries because many countries in Ukraine stopped work. And now we are looking for ways to get the words out about our companies that we do. And I will be happy to meet new friends and my LinkedIn. And let's start. Our agenda, what we did talk about today. A few words about us, about company, how we built a custom audience and which tools we use, our feature for NCF reporting, easy way to control plan and fact, and hot topic, server-to-server conversion, and few words about conversion prediction. This is a simplified version of our scheme. We use a Google Cloud for storage and processing, Airbyte plus Perfect for ETLs, and dbt and Perfect for orchestration, and Google Data Studio for visualization. The main goal of our approach is that by using Google BigQuery, we have the opportunity to collect all necessary data for building reports or marketing automation. Our primary service is Google Analytics 4 or Firebase. They have data about users, events in application or on website. In addition, we collect a lot of different data that help marketing. For example, it can be CRM system, entrance database, or advertising platform. We're using dbt today, a lot about dbt. We can take all data, process it, create three-level data system, and visualize it. And send it in different system in required form. One of our solution is automated reporting. We display all necessary KPIs in one dashboard. Use data from advertising system, combine data with CRM, and render in an understandable format. And second solution is automate marketing. We can do customer segmentation based on machine learning, personalized message for each segment, integrate with direct marketing platform. It can be any platform, and convenient management tools. We have the opportunity to create a custom audience using the tools available on Google Ads or Facebook or another advertising system. But there is a specific limited. We can only work with the data that enters this system. It can be data on how user behavior on site or application, but this is much more data in business. For example, we can additional data that we can use to calculate new metrics and to use these calculated metrics in creating audience. Let's tell deeply about. Everyone in marketing knows different way creating audience. You can use, you can show ads to users who were on your website. Google Analytics, Google Ads know a lot of information about your users, like page, web actions, sources. There are rules for segmentation your users for different marketing audience. Often marketers use only either marketing audience, as a bounce card or user visited some page. You can use standard factors from Google Ads like visitor of page, visitor of another page, not visit page, and other, or download some custom audience. You can use factors from Google Analytics like event, page, sources, and some prediction. And you can create custom audience. In a new version of Google Analytics, Google Analytics 4, has the possibility of creating a customer audience is more than in Universal Analytics, but it still have a lot of limits. Some businesses have a lot of information about users in their entrance database, but this information doesn't use it in marketing. Here are examples of what information: last date of purchase, enhanced info of products, profit of purchase, or some country, city, area, streets, and another, and prediction of purchase. It's, for example, fintech company can use predictions they have. And in additional to primary data, we can also use logic to calculate some indicators. For example, it can be RFM segmentation, people who make travels, work address targeting at working hours, or home address in another hours, using scrolling on website. This is a code example we use in BigQuery in calculate RFM. Like a result, we have many segments. Working with them help to increase in customer retention, response rate, conversion rate, and the main things, increasing revenue. We use Retool to influence to each needed segments. Retool is powerful tools for creating a small application that help automate routine tasks. In our work, we made many such tools. For this task, we created an application that helps make the audience itself or use an already created one. We also have a specific builders that create SQL queries. You can work with different rules for any segments like city, ranks, rest name, and another. Different rules and different messages. We know many details to make messages maximum personalized. In the second stage, we see the number of users who fit the condition from the previous step. We can see the result of every rule and to send the segments in choice sources. One sent up, and this is done automatically. The multi-channel funnel is a powerful tool that helps you see your traffic, not just on one attribution model. but this enter your journey along with all traffic sources. If you remember, a similar report was in Universal Analytics, but it didn't have enough data like cost to calculate ROAS or any other metrics. Ad spend not attributed by session, but we can do it. Usually all data spends are aggregated by date, but we can get all spends with dimensions, and we can get all session with dimensions, and combine session with ad spends. The task of attribution cost to each session, it's not easy. It's true, it's not easy. And the calculations will not be 100% accurate. But in fact, we can do it. Such a report can be helpful for companies where users has many touch with the site to spend money for advertising better. And but because we are using raw data, we can aggregate these streets and display them in different forms. Here we see that fate each traffic source has in corresponding places in chain. This report can help to understand which attribution models should be used to evaluate each source. Fun fact. Like a person who worked in the digital agency and was responsible for advertising and budget, I like this report very much. Google BigQuery as a more effective way to control ad cost. What we do, we store all ad spends on Google BigQuery via Airbyte plus Perfect, combine ad spends with session and action, build wrappers with plan effect indicators, forecast factual indicators, and notification if something wrong via Telegram or Slack, what you prefer. If the numbers of ETLs in your project is large, then it's not convenient to do everything on Cloud Function. Sorry. You must constantly monitor it. You can also use external solution like Supermetrics or another, but we prefer Airbyte in our work we use. But if you also need the appropriate sequences for ETL's work, which is important for marketing automation, then you also need data orchestration tools. For example, if we want to send predictive value to Facebook, we need to get the initial data from the beginning, then prepare the data for the machine learning model, then run this model, then combine this model work result with other data to link to Facebook, and only then send it. And the release sequences is important. And for this, we use Perfect. This is example our DBT. We use DBT for decreasing cost of Google data products. Google Cloud for our clients cost from $40 to $200, and it's with millions of sessions per day. We built a few logical layers of data. First layers is raw data. Second, it's combined events with specific logics. And last layers is table for reports in this time. This example, by looking at this report, you can easy and quickly understand how things are going. And like a marketer, It's wonderful that you don't need to look at different sources or combine all this in Excel. What can user do with this report? Every day control efficiency of ad spending, get notification if something was wrong, and analysis all source medium, campaign, country, and another in one dashboard. Server to server conversion from Google BigQuery. I think many of us familiar with this problem with front end. Not all necessary conversion appear on front end. Ads block. Can't use logic like scoring and prediction. And using Google BigQuery, we bypass that. This is scheme. In this scheme, we can see different last layers. In last layer, to send data server to server. We can use our system to communicate with different systems, not just only for data visualization. What we do with offline conversion? It's, for example, it can be different logic for CPA networks. Like example, paid for first purchase more than $10, 10, 100, not $1, and not free trial. It's very important for CPA networks. It can be one sources of all offline conversion, or predict the probability of the first purchase. It is example of sent received conversion and the type of sent conversion and which sources. You know, if you send 100 conversion, it isn't means that 100 conversion received. And this report help us to control it. And I forgot to say it's not a real data, it's some mix, and in real life it's impossible as usual, like in example. Predict of first purchase. It's one of the top topic now. I visited a Berlin conference and everyone talked about this. For which businesses it can be maximum helpful, in my opinion. It's where time from sign up to purchase more than 1 week. It can be week, months, 3 months, and more. Like you buy some very expensive houses or car or something else, or for deposits in banks there. Google ads, Facebook ads, or another ads spend more than 100,000 per month dollars. It can be a SaaS or fintech company which get additional data for users. Or you have sign-ups more than 1,000 per month. One sip. What we do for bit optimization. Ad system gets the action of the first purchase on sign up. We can use different strategies like cross optimization or another. We can use a cluster based on country and probability. CPL can be cheaper, more than 50%. It's from real case. As you already understood, we always use DBT, and in this case too. And last layer in this scheme, it's ML. Because we usually have a lot of data, we look for unique feature in them, based on which we create an ML model. They predict the user's probability of making the first purchase. This ML model also fits nicely into our overview project design or architecture. It is essential to control the correctness of our models because the data is constantly changed and model can show different results. We create a separate dashboard with all necessary models quality metrics, and we constantly monitor the effectiveness of our model. It's very important. And this is all for today. And go connect to LinkedIn. And do you have some questions?
I first am very curious to see if the QR code will work for me. Time to find out.
Thank you.
Oh, it worked. Nice. Good call on that.
Thank you.
So let's see the Q&A. Perfect. So I do have a couple questions. First one. So when you work with a client that's using like BigQuery and they're doing something to improve their Facebook marketing, Google Ads marketing, like what's a quick win that you can get with somebody, or like what's something you can implement quickly that it's like, oh wow, this has real results quickly?
Usual from 3 months and more. It's a lot of data, a lot of different departments, and I think we can quickly, but in real, it's 3 months and more.
Okay, that's a good perspective to have, and that's kind of been the theme of all the sessions. Is like, I think the idea of quick wins is not that typical. It's like if you want like a big change, it's going to be like a big implementation. It's going to take some work, but it's obviously worth it. At the end of that.
Yeah, it's kind of.
And if anybody else has any more questions, please add them to the chat or the Q&A. And let's see. Perfect. Okay, we got one from Nikita. I'm not going to try to say that. You can try and say that last name. Nikita, some data from advertisers' accounts is unavailable through API, etc., and only available in aggregated accounts dashboards. Is there any solution to get full data for future analysis?
I don't know. It's really true. It's not some data unavailable through API. It's true.
Yeah.
We can use, I don't know, another sheet or something else, but
So they're saying that, so are you saying that if I wanted to access certain data in like a Facebook API or Google Ads API, just like they won't permit some of the data that they say they do? Is that how you're interpreting that question?
Yes, I interpret data question. It's like in with SEO, we can, and we I thought I can make answer in these questions. It's more
Yeah.
to our data engineer, and Nikita, you can write me and LinkedIn, and our data engineer make answer. Sorry.
Yeah. If Nikita, if you or anybody else has more questions for Sasha, you can check out the link above, the join the club link, and you can ask your questions in the OA club, or of course, QR code right there to reach her on LinkedIn. And that concludes this session. Sasha, thank you so much for your presentation. And next up, in about 3 minutes, we have the final session of this track with Zachary Chechavat. So stick around for that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.